I talked to Coach Lamont Paris about the unique position his team is in, and he said obviously it's tough. Guys have to play out of position, guys have to play more minutes than they're used to, but ultimately his team just has to continue to fight and compete. He said nobody's going to feel sorry for us, and he also said he didn't go into the Mercer locker room, but if you ask them, they probably don't care. What was said after that heartbreaking loss to Western Carolina, and he said from this point forward will be defined by how we respond to that start. All right, Kalia, take a deep breath, take it all in. You guys complete the sweep of the SoCon. At home in front of these fans, describe your emotions. Mercer women's basketball legend, Miss Vivian Humphrey-Terry, over 2,200 points. Her jersey's up in the rafters here at Mercer. When you come back to town and you see a team dominate like this, what are similarities you see?
And now you know the man behind the mask. For 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News, I'm Avery Braxton. Honoring John in more ways than one, each member of the team will be wearing these JMN number 24 stickers on the back of their helmets. The Bears are trying to bring a little making magic to March Madness. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. It'll be interesting to watch the play of Kalia Lawrence today. She's only got 5 points. She has a gash over her left eye. She took an elbow at practice, took it to the doctor, glued it up. But it'll be interesting how it plays. She said it hasn't affected her vision a whole much, but it did swell up this morning. So one thing to keep an eye on. Welcome to your Mercer University Bear Report. I'm Avery Braxton alongside Emanuela Rendini. Tatnall Square Academy Trojans and Twig County Cobras both undefeated in the region, looking for a little supremacy here. Doug Stefan, double-double for you, a big bounce-back win. What was the mindset coming in today's game?
We practice always just learning about winning the next game.
Intensity is definitely something you guys had. A lot of energy, especially from you, especially from Rion. How important is it that you guys bring that every game? Every week we fill arenas and stadiums to watch our favorite college athletes do what it is they do, whether it be on the field or on the court, but rarely do we know why it is they do what they do.
At some point you do play for the name on the back of the jersey, but you play for the name on the front first. But yeah, when it comes to playing on the back, I play hopefully to make all my parents, all my family in the stands proud, and just everybody who's ever, influenced my life in any kind of way. I hope to make them proud as they get to watch me as I grow.
The first time you got to put on that jersey, whether it had been on the recruiting trail or your first game, what was your first thought? What was that feeling?
I can't wait to put this thing to use and actually get to wear it in, the right moment, in the big moment with the lights on and everything.
Obviously, you wear it for the name on the front, but is there somebody back home that you play for?
Definitely the lady that sits behind the bench every single game. My mom, single parent growing up, and she's just always been there for me no matter what. Just wanted me to strive and be great. AAU days, just taking me to practice late night when she had to work early mornings. And, just always being that supportive rock that I needed about anything. Basketball life comes to every game Thursday and Saturday, so just seeing her up there just makes me want to just keep grinding and just keep going hard for her.
What does it mean to wear the uniform, Kalia?
Honestly, it means so much, just to put on a Mercer uniform and to say that I'm a part of this prestigious university, first of all, but also this great organization of women's basketball. It's got a deep part of my heart, especially, being what we've been able to accomplish these past few years. This is something that's going to be with me forever.
Obviously, you play for the name on the front of the jersey for the school. What about back home? Who do you play for, when you're outside of the gym?
For the Lord, He gave me this ability. He lets me wake up every day and do what I love to do, and that's honestly the most important thing to me. But like I said, I also play for my family, and my stepfather, he passed, and he was one of my biggest supporters. So every day I go out there and I try to make him proud, and I know that he is looking down on me.
For ESPNU Campus Connection, I'm Avery Braxton. A night like any other, Mercer Lacrosse prepares for its next opponent. But under these lights and on this field, someone is missing.
John Michael, he goes way back in the program. We developed a relationship his junior year in high school and went through the recruiting process. A phenomenal lacrosse player down in Florida, and he chose Mercer and committed to us.
But John Michael Knight would never touch the field. Just 2 weeks after signing with the team, the kid affectionately known as JM had a brainstem stroke, paralyzing all movement in his body except his eyes, a condition called locked-in syndrome.
Well, at first, obviously, you feel for JM, you feel for the family, but I'll tell you, I learned very quickly through the process that this young man is extremely strong.
Coach Kyle Hannon calls him a fighter. In the 2 years since his stroke, he's regained feeling in some parts of his body, but his end goal still eludes him, a chance to return to the field. In his absence, his teammates still reward him.
We decided to honor his number with a player each week, and JM is the one that selects the player. He watches all of our games, we send the video to him, he watches the games, and then he chooses who's going to wear his number 24 for that following game.
An idea that didn't come from Hannon, but from a player. Jake Saad, unsatisfied with simply carrying JM's jersey on the field, knew his team could do just a bit more.
I thought, how can we make this a little bit better? How can we make it feel like, he's on the field with us? And I had brought up the idea to Coach Hannon about having one person a week instead of just running out with it, have them wear that jersey, have them literally be on the field with us.
And so 24 lives on, always in the back of his teammates' minds.
You're always thinking about it. You're saying you're assessing situations, thinking of it in different ways. But it's also something that kind of weighs heavy on you. It gives you something a little bit bigger to play for.
I mean, for him to pick you out specifically for a game to represent him and represent what he stands for is a huge honor. I can't even put it into words.
Honoring John in more ways than one, each member of the team will be wearing these JMN number 24 stickers on the back of their helmets so that everyone can be JM strong.
I just can't tell you, just when they come by and they cheer for him and they give him a high five and just say, hey, JM 24, it just means so much to us. It really helps to keep him going and work hard every day.
Because once you're a Bear, you're always a Bear. For ESPNU Campus Connection, I'm Avery Braxton. Fresh off a Southern Conference Tournament championship, Mercer women's basketball went dancing for the first time ever against Georgia in the first round of the NCAA tournament. But they weren't the only Bears in Athens.
Basically, it was a divide and conquer as far as getting our student buses, and then athletics handled our fan buses. We're taking 4 buses, but we have a whole lot of students and fans going on their own as well since it's in Athens.
4 buses, free tickets, and donuts for Mercer faithful. Bear fans migrated from their dens in Macon to a doghouse in Athens, and they traveled well.
I would hope we're going to have about 1,000 fans or more cheering on Mercer today.
And no one was more excited than Daniel Kimmel and the self-proclaimed Mercer Maniacs.
Full Mercer Maniacs, if you tune into ESPN2, you are going to hear us from wherever we end up getting put in the stands.
Taking advantage of a lucky chance to go to the big dance in the Peach State.
When we went to the selection show, we were worried we might end up in College Station, Texas, or Albany, anywhere that we wouldn't be able to take it.
And even though they were on the road, they made themselves a home away from home.
The Bears are trying to bring a little Macon magic to March Madness. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
And even though they didn't win, there was still plenty to cheer about. It just goes to show that Bears do, in fact, dance. For ESPNU Campus Connection, I'm Avery Braxton. Avery Braxton here for 41 NBC Sports, and my goodness, did we just witness a slugfest. Tatnall Square Academy Trojans and Twig County Cobras both undefeated in the region, looking for a little supremacy here, and man, do we have a good game. Jamon Height, the star tailback for the Cobras so far, unable to be stopped this season. On the other end, Ahmad Barron, senior tailback for the Trojans, and speaking of seniors, it was senior night for the blue and gold of Tatnall. Here come the Cobras on the other end. It was a scoreless first quarter until the final minute. Ahmad Barron, 2nd and 6. He's going to keep those legs churning, folks. Refuses to go down. He'll get around the outside. Finally tackled around the Cobras' 30-yard line. He likes to run the ball, folks. That had set up a little trickery from the Trojans, a Houdini act, if you will. The double pass, Jimmy Marshall to a wide-open Ahmad Barron in the end zone. Extra point is good. It's 7-0. Tatnall get a little look at the cheerleaders. Second quarter now. Antoine Davis takes the draw play, ducks and weaves at the line of scrimmage. He'll scoot to the Twiggs County 23-yard line. He'll actually get flagged there at the end of the play for an offensive face mask. So that'll back Tatnall up just a little bit, but it doesn't matter when you've got Ahmad Barron. He'll take the sweep left side, score from 8 yards out. Look at the strength. He'll give the defense a little bit of a flex there. He'll catch a flag. Tatnall would miss the extra point, so it is 13-0. End of the second quarter. Cobra's trying to get on the board, but they'll be stuffed by big number 85, Sean Brown. He'll get the sack. Look at him. He's hyped. Trojans are hyped. Go into halftime up 13-0. They'd continue momentum in the third quarter. Tatnall marches down the field, scores again. Who else but Ahmad Barron? He'd plunge from 5 yards out to make it 20-0. Hand the ball to the refs this time to avoid a penalty. It looked like Tatnall was going to run away with this one, but just when you thought it was over, Twiggs County rattles 27 points unanswered in the fourth quarter. None bigger than this one here. Calvin Stevens to Javoris Smith from 10 yards out. Smith would take a hit, but hold on to an impressive catch, make it 34-27. It came down to an onside kick, and it'd be recovered by the Trojans, and that would end the Cinderella comeback. Tatnall survives to win it 34-27. Ahmad Barron with an impressive day. His rushing total would tally over the century mark. Tatnall wins it in Macon. I'm Avery Braxton, 41 NBC Sports.